Kaden, what are you doing? Okay. Hi everyone, it's Monica again, and I am coming with a slightly late recording for my books that I have read between January and March. I decided this year, instead of every 4 months to do a wrap-up, I'm going to do every 3 months to see if I can make the videos a little smaller. And just with the amount of books I've read in the past 3 months, it is going to be significantly smaller because mixing in working full-time, I decided to go back for my master's as well, and just wanting time to myself as well. For some reason, I decided that time to myself wasn't going to be with books, so I only read 3 of them. And here they are. They're all hardcover, which is very funny to me. For some reason, I feel like when I look at my shelf, it's mostly paperback, but if I actually look, I have a lot of hardcover. But the thing is, I don't buy many books. So in case you didn't know, that shelf here, these are books that I have read. This shelf here, these are books that I have not read yet, or there's books down at the bottom about like writing, so, writing characters, different tropes and stuff. I have that at the bottom shelf. And then on the bottom shelf of this one, I have old school books, so old textbooks that I've kept, and my old school yearbooks. Yes, Kaden?
Look at my set.
Oh, cool. Do you want to show the camera?
Sure.
All right, come here.
Okay.
This is my nephew, Kaden, and he has something to show us. Here. This is his Lunchable.
Yeah, it's a sandwich.
Yeah, it is. All right, there you go.
Bye-bye.
I told him if he wanted to say hi, he has to knock on the door so I don't get distracted. He's a wonderful kid. He is. I love him so dearly. I forget where I was, actually, so it was a distraction. But anyway, this video comes after, I think my most recent video that I did was picking out the books that I'm going to read, so the ones that are on the whiteboard here. I did record 2 videos since that one, but I watched back the clips. I didn't like them. Not that they have to be perfect, but like, I have to be perfect. Not really. And I just didn't like them, so I deleted them. So hopefully I will get those videos out a little bit sooner. But yes, Kaden?
I love you.
I love you too.
I like you.
Oh, thank you. Love that kid. Oh. I like when that happens. No, I don't. I'm just kidding. Sometimes my cups will stick to the coaster. Yes, Kaden?
This.
That is silly.
I got my fingers stuck in here.
You got your finger stuck in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
But without further ado, because it's not that bright outside, so I have my lamp and then a ring light here to try and just get some light in here. That's gonna go down soon, even though it is spring, but it's like overcast. So let's get to the books. So the first book, you can see it. The first book that I read between January and March, which is actually a book that I started reading late 2021, and I finished, when did I finish it? This took me almost a month to read just because, I don't know, I guess I'm in a slump. I don't know, but it was The Girls Are Never Gone by Sarah Glenn Marsh. This is her most recent release. It came out last year. It is about a young girl named Dare. So she did run this paranormal YouTube channel, but she decides to, for reasons that are explained in the book, no longer do the YouTube channel because she did it with somebody else. And so she decides to do a podcast specifically relating to this one girl. I believe it's Atheline. Yes, Atheline, who at this very kind of historic house, she drowned in the lake outside of the house, and there are these other weird drownings and circumstances around the house, but she goes as part of this like summer-long, month-long program to kind of help restore this house. But while she's there, her second agenda is learning more about this, and she meets some friends who are also interested in the case, and they all kind of track it down and come in contact with, the evil that is in that house and try not to succumb to that same evil themselves. With this book, there was actually a pre-order giveaway that I won, which was really, really great. And I'll show you what I got. There was this shirt. It's kind of wrinkled, but it has here on this cute little pocket, there's a shop in the book called the Mystic Teacup because they're in Mystic, Virginia. It's either Mystic, Virginia or West Virginia. But it has that, and then, oh my god, it's on the back of the shirt. So, on the back, it's like, grab a cup, join the cult from New Hope, Virginia. So this is like where the story takes place. So I got this shirt from it, which was made by another reader who owned an Etsy shop. And actually the really great thing about this is that I am a bigger girl, and when I was messaged that I won, they were like, what size shirt are you? And I was like, ooh, I'm a 3X. And they were like, oh no, they only go up to 2X. And I literally said, I was like, it's fine, you know, but then the shop owner went out and bought a 3X shirt specifically for me. So I felt very happy about that. Also, I got this adorable little mug, which was actually created by the author, Sarah. She has a cute little Etsy shop as well. Her Etsy is Treasures of the Marsh, so I will link both of those Etsy shops down below. At the moment of recording, I forget what shop made the shirt, and I don't think they sell the shirt anymore. I may be wrong, maybe they stocked up again, but this one, and I love that the inside is orange, but it's got cute little haunted houses on the side. So I won those from a giveaway. So I keep this cup right next to my other books by Sarah, because she's one of my favorite authors, and I put my little character cards from Reign of the Fallen and Song of the Dead inside the little cup, because I'm trying to figure out if I just want to frame the cards and just keep like the extras, because I have some duplicates right here. With The Girls Are Never Gone, there is bisexual representation. There's also type 1 diabetes representation. So the main character Dare has type 1 diabetes, and so does Sarah, the author. So it's very good representation. You know, obviously a lot of the stuff that Dare does is from Sarah's own, you know, experience as being a type 1 diabetic. So if you're looking for diabetes rep, whether it's type 1 or type 2, I highly recommend this book. Also, if you like, you know, mysteries, paranormal, kind of horror, this book's really great. I know for me, I just love Sarah anyway, and I also have family history with diabetes, mainly type 2. I don't believe anyone in my family has ever had type 1 diabetes, but I do know diabetes. I was pre-diabetic for a while, and then for some reason I gained 20 pounds in college and got better. My A1C dropped, and I was no longer pre-diabetic or diabetic, and I was like, how does that work? How does that work? And every time I go to the doctor, they're like, no, yeah, you're not pre-diabetic anymore. You know, you're not diabetic. So, I don't know. But I have a large history of diabetes in my family, so I really liked the rep in this book, even though it's not the representation that I have seen in my personal life. During the month of February, I read a total of 0 books. And I'm going to chop it up to, during February in my work, we were coming up on a very big deadline. So a lot of my effort was being spent at work. So when I got home, you know, I had my class that I had to do. So I did that, and then like I almost didn't have energy to read. But then in March, I participated in the 1,000 Pages Reading Challenge, which is during a week you read 1,000 pages or however many pages you want. It is a challenge created by these 4 lovely bookstagrammers. I will link them down below as well, just to help you get out of a slump. So you can set your goal to 1,000. You can set your goal to 500 pages. You could set your goal for 2,000. They didn't really care. They just wrote it as 1,000 pages as a way to get you out of a slump. I went in without a specific goal, so I just went in seeing how many pages could I read. And during that week, I finished 2 whole books. I think it left me at 600 something, because I already started them a little bit. and then finished them during that week and then started a second book, which I'm probably going to DNF. But the first book that I read and finished during that challenge was A Psalm of Storms and Silence by Roseanne A. Brown. This is the second book to the Song of Race and Ruin duology that I read the first one last year, so this is the second one. So it follows Katrina and Malik after, you know, the events of the first book have taken place. The sequel to A Song of Race and Ruin, and I very much liked it. The only thing I didn't like about this book, which is just like a personal thing of mine, I don't like open endings in my fantasy books unless it's, you know, the first book or like the second book, like there's more books after it. But if this is the ending book, I don't necessarily like open endings where it's like you don't know what the characters are going to do. Maybe this happened, maybe this happened, and that's literally like the end of this. It was like, perhaps our two characters did this, or maybe they did that. And I just don't like open endings because I don't like to think when I don't have to. I just want to be told what happens. And maybe it was just me being weird and the open ending actually did tell me what happened to them, but it was written almost like a hypothetical, and I just got sad because I just wanted to know exactly what happened. There's also a character in this book, it's not specifically written that they are, but they are non-binary, so they're this type of person that just does not have a gender, and they're probably my favorite character in this whole book. I love them so much. Anytime they spoke, I should have looked up how to pronounce the name, but the name is I-F-E. So in my head, I always pronounced it Ife. So don't know if that's wrong. I one time pronounced it Ifey, and I was like, I don't know if it would be that, but I loved Ife in this book. Anytime they spoke, I found myself giggling because they were incredibly funny. So the last book that I read between January and March, and the second book that I finished during that 1,000 pages reading challenge, was The Iron Sword by Julie Kagawa, which is the second book in the Evanfall series for Iron Fae. So if you don't know the Iron Fae, it is literally from here to here, all of these books, as well as these books up here. These are special editions from Fairy Loot that my wallet didn't like me purchasing, but my heart did. This is the next book in it, so you can see I've already read 2 of the many sequels that I have for this year. So this one follows the events after the Iron Raven, and it mainly follows Ash's point of view instead of Puck's or Robin Goodfellow's point of view, as they are continuing to try and figure out what is Evanfall, who is this new danger, and how they're going to defeat it and protect the Never Never and the rest of Fairy. Yes, Kaden?
My picture's hanging out on the refrigerator.
Your picture's hanging on the refrigerator?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But it's hanging.
It's hanging?
Yeah.
Did you want to show them?
So what?
Did you want to show the camera your picture?
Sure.
Okay, go get it. Kaden has a wonderful picture to show you, so let's go.
I got my picture.
You got your picture. All right.
Okay.
All right, turn the page around. Turn the page around so they can see it.
Okay.
All right. Ugh. All right, this is Kaden's picture. Everyone in the comments say very nice things about his picture, right?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yep. There's lots of different colors.
Yeah, there are different colors.
Look it.
See all these cool colors? That's a very good picture. All right.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
It is so pretty.
Like pink.
All right, shut the door.
Oh, sorry. All the way.
Yep, all the way, please.
Now you can do your camera.
Thank you. If you've read the Iron Fae and you read the second series, The Call of the Forgotten, it brings back all of those characters. So literally everyone I love, especially like Kenzie. Kenzie's my favorite for whatever reason. Kieran is being an angsty little boy again, just like Papa. And I wanted to hit him. But that's what we get for having a little Fae boy who is both human, So he's part human, part winter, part summer, and part Iron Fae. So, yeah, what a catastrophe for that little guy. So for the Iron Raven, there was a pre-order campaign that if you put in, you know, the proof that you pre-ordered, you could get these 2 character cards. We have Robin Goodfellow with his little ravens, and then we have Grimalkin, who is probably also one of my favorite characters of the series. He's a kitty, and he's very sassy. So these came with the Iron Raven, and then these 2 came with the Iron Sword. So this is Ash and this is Megan. They are in love. I'm very excited to see what book 3 is going to have, what characters, as well as the name, and whose point of view it's going to be in, because from what I've seen, we have not figured that out yet. I'm also trying to figure out if with these, just like with my Reign of the Fallen character cards, if I want to put these in a frame and have them framed, but I'll figure that out when I get the next few cards. With those 3 books, if we go to my stats, I'm not going to turn it and show it just because I can read it, but I have an average rating of 4.5 stars, just because my ratings for the books shown went 5, 4.5, 4. Even though I love all of these books, you know, there are things that, you know, dropped it down half or a full star. Out of my pages goal for the whole year, I have 8,000 pages, just like last year, so I kept it the same because I didn't hit it. I have so far 1,219 pages, and so I have 0 DNF so far, and I have 3 out of 20 books that I want to read. And the current 2 books that I'm reading, I'll get those. I need to get the dust jacket for one of them. I don't read with the dust jackets on, I just leave them on my shelf. So the first one is Faith Taking Flight, right? Faith Taking Flight by Julie Murphy. So I actually have only gotten like a few pages into this because, again, for some reason I'm in like this weird slump because I just decided to do way too much. Oh well. And then the other one that I've gotten a little bit farther in is Life on the Color Line by Gregory Howard Williams. And I may DNF this book mainly because nonfiction is not my favorite genre. And I would rather learn his story through like a documentary or like a docuseries that I can just watch. I don't necessarily like reading about someone's life story. That's just a personal thing of why I might DNF this, but I may also stick it out and just slowly work on this book. So I'm gonna think about it. But if any of you in the comments tell me like, oh my god, it's such a good book, it's such a good story, or you want to know my thoughts on it, let me know. And, you know, I did force myself to finish a nonfiction last year, which was I forget the name of it. What was it? Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance. I have since gotten rid of the book because I didn't necessarily like it that much. I gave it 3 stars. If that happens with this one, if I don't like it enough to keep it, I probably won't. I've also decided to start a reading thoughts journal outside of like my normal one that I have. So I have this one that I normally write in so you can track like when you started and stopped, how many stars, the name of the book. You can put down thoughts. So there's plot notes, character notes, and favorite quote. Fill this out for most of my books. I'm actually running to the end of it because the last few sections of this book are like book notes and like book award winners. So I'm going to run out of pages in here. Found this cute little journal. It's got plastic pages, so let me do this. It did say 2022 on the cover, so I have decided that if I don't finish this in 2022, I'm just going to rip this part off. But it's all the books that I've read, including DNFs. I'm not including any rereads because I do plan on rereading at least one book this year. I only have The Girls Are Never Gone done, but it's just kind of like putting quotes and thoughts and things and a picture of the book cover as maybe kind of like a prelude to start bullet journaling, because I found this bullet journal. It's black, so it's not a regular bullet journal. I can't use regular pretty markers. I have white markers and then paint markers that I use for it, but I haven't really started using this at all because I'm nervous it's gonna look bad. But I have that as kind of a start, and I really like it so far, and maybe if I finish my homework on time today, I can put a Psalm of Storms and Silence and the Iron Sword. I can put their stuff in there just so I can have those ones, and then I'm gonna figure out if I'm gonna finish Life on the Color Line or if I'm gonna DNF it and try and finish Faith Taking Flight. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you're interested in any of these books, or, oh god, or want to know anything further about it. You can also subscribe to my channel to see any new content that I put out. I'm going to try and put out more stuff, just not on a regular, scheduled basis. As well as you can follow both my Bookstagram and my regular Instagram. I will have them down below, but you can follow me there for more content. I'm going to try and take more photos for there, but let me know any thoughts on the books I've talked about, the books that I'm currently reading, and any other types of content you'd like to see me make. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope that you liked this enough to watch any of my other videos, and stay tuned for the next ones. Bye!